Hey everyone, Beth Barany here with How to Write the Future podcast. I'm a science fiction and fantasy writer and writing teacher, coach, editor, and filmmaker. Today, I want to talk to you about a superpower, one of my superpowers, and that's asking questions. Questions are amazing, and they can also be I don't want to say crutch, I want to say a black hole, a downward spiral into nothingness. So there are really powerful questions you can ask that will help you move forward in your creative work and in your life. And there's also some questions that you can ask that won't help you in most situations. It's good to know what they are, right? It's good to know what both are. I have met lots and lots of people who will say, why me? It's hard to answer that question. I will also say there are a lot of people, including myself, who will ask the question, why? And there's not always an answer to why, but there are some other powerful questions that you can ask. And the most powerful question, in my opinion, that you can ask, and I'm going to tell you right up front, is how. And the second most powerful, or maybe right on par with how do I do this? How can I get from here to there? How does this work? The second most powerful question I would say is what if? As a storyteller, what if is fabulous? What if it was like this? What if it was like that? What if I did this? What if I put it this way? So how and what if? So just a real life example, I'm raising money for my film and I'm asking, how do I do that? And I ask other people, how do I do that? And then I ask, what if I did this? Or what if I did that? What if I throw a party? What if I do a Kickstarter? Both of which I've done. What if I did these Zoom things? What if I created this kind of offer and these kind of gifts? And then I start testing that with people. And when it comes to how, I use this question all throughout learning how to write fiction. How do I tell a story? How do I understand conflict? And I want to say that another powerful question is what? What is this? What is conflict? What is story development? These questions, how, what if, and what these question words can really help you. Now, as a second part to this episode, I want to share with you a little bit about what I am up to. So a little update on, as I was talking about film, I have my short film is in post-production, Henrietta the Dragon Slayer. And I've decided that this film, it's not just a short film. It's going to live by itself and maybe do the festival circuit. This short film is actually a proof of concept that I want to turn into a TV series, a limited TV series, maybe 8 episodes, maybe 10. I haven't decided. So what I filmed is a proof of concept, meaning we're going to take it all the way to make a beautiful little short. It's going to be about 5 to 7 minutes long, and it's going to be the opening of our TV show. So that is one of the projects that I have in the works right now. It's very exciting. I'm working with a small team, and I am raising money for it. So you can find out about how to support this or learn more about it. Follow us on the socials, etc. in the link in the show description. Now, the next project that I'm working on is book 5 in my Janie McAllister mystery series. I am in the finishing phase of this book. I've been working on it for 3 years. It's a big book. It follows in the life of Janie McAllister, space station investigator, on a new mission to a new location. And it's 500 pages right now. And maybe it will come out at the end of 2025 or the beginning of 2026. But I'm finishing it right now. And I may do a Kickstarter for it for the fans. So stay tuned for news on that. What else is going on? I am a writing teacher and coach. So on the writing teacher side, I teach online and in person. And I've done several in-person workshops in the last, how long has it been? In the last while. I didn't count while I'm talking. Sorry, guys. And I have some upcoming. I love teaching in-person live workshops. I've even been flown to other parts of the world to teach my material. And so I love doing that. If you want me to come and speak in person or even online, let me know. I've done tons of different workshops, and you can go check out all the different workshops I've done and the topics I cover at the speaking page on my website. What else is going on? Besides running my business as a creative entrepreneur, I have been coaching people to develop their own creative entrepreneur business. That's still in the beginning phase. I have several clients who I help with that. One person who wants to be a book coach, another person who's an editorial assistant, and a third person who wants to be a VA, a virtual assistant. So I'm helping them with the nuts and bolts and the mindset and the steps that they can take. It's not a training program where you just read material about how to do something. I actually coach people who are ready to go and do that thing, and I help them with making connections, getting speaking gigs, putting on workshops, finding clients, getting work. In fact, I hired one of the people I trained to do some work for me as an editorial assistant, and he's training and working for me, and it's a really nice synergy. Now, it's a very specialized type of work. If you want to be a creative entrepreneur, where do you go? Who do you talk to? I know a lot of creative entrepreneurs, and I love helping people figure out how to turn their creative passion into a business that works for them. So if you're interested in that, just DM me or drop me an email or connect with me through the podcast contact page. And then lastly, I help writers who have finished their first draft of their science fiction and fantasy novel in a small group mastermind program that meets twice a month. If this is the right fit for you, please do check out the material. I have a lovely page that explains all that I do. If you're not sure if this is a program for you, please contact me. It's really for people who have finished that first draft, not 50 pages, not halfway, but finished, and they want to learn how to edit and get it ready for publication and get it ready for beta readers and get it ready to bring it out into the world. It's not an easy process, nor is it a short process. So my program is a 12-month commitment, and I have people in the program who've been there for a while because people all have lives. None of these people are full-time writers, and neither am I. I'm not a full-time writer. I actually don't want to be a full-time writer. I want to be a writer and a teacher and a coach and a filmmaker and all the things. So that is what I am up to. Also, I have a few openings for people who don't really fit in any kind of writing program, and they want highly customized support from me. It's not a program. It's not regimented. It's highly tailored. And I only have a few spots for people who want coaching. And I will also look at work. You can be at any stage. You can have an idea. You can be halfway through. You could have started. But if you're deeply committed to that, there's a highly customized support coaching package, I guess I could say, that we highly customize to you. So I have a few spots for that if you're interested. And just reach out to me and we'll get on a Zoom call or a phone call, or if you're local to me in the San Francisco Bay Area, we can actually sit down and have a cafe meeting, which would be amazing. I specialize in helping writers who don't know where they fit, specifically science fiction and fantasy writers. They're somewhere in there and they're like, I'm not sure. And maybe they're doing a mashup. I do mashups. So I took the mystery genre and I took the science fiction genre and I put them together. And I'm doing that on purpose. And I've thrown in some romance as well. So I have actually 3 genres there. I make my own secret sauce, my own kind of story, and it works. I'm well reviewed. I've won an award, actually a few awards, and it's really fun, but it's not easy to do. So if you're an author like that and you're wondering, how does this story fit? How do I sell something like this? How does it work in the marketplace? And you're not sure and you want support, highly customized, specialized support that's unique to you, come talk to me. I would love to talk with you. Now, just to point out, I'm going to circle back to how I started today's episode, which is asking powerful questions to unlock your creativity and your life. Ask the question, how? How do I do this? How do I create a story with these disparate pieces and I put them together and it's something I'm super passionate to tell? How do I do that? How do I make it work? For example, ask the question, what if? What if I got support? What if I got help? What if I did a search? What if I asked my friends? What if I asked people if they knew other people who could help me? That's a question I often ask myself, especially as I venture into this new realm of filmmaking. So that's my episode for today, everyone. Stay tuned for some great episodes coming. We're going to have some interviews coming. I have an interview with a historian coming up to talk about women warriors. I have some story success clinics coming, and there's some openings there if you want to be a part of the podcast and come on and talk about your writing problem. And I will coach you on air live. And also I have some fun episodes coming about world building, about magic systems, about creating your own religion. So that's some of the episodes that are coming in the next few months. All right, everyone, write long and prosper.